Ahoy friends, welcome to building the Alpha Dory. This is a project to build a Chamberlain Beachcomber Alpha Dory from John Gardner's The Dory Book. Illustrations by Sam Manning. Today we're hoping to get the second planks up on the boat and see how they fit, and see if we can figure out what we want to do with cutting the bevels in those planks for the laps. Anyway, yeah, let's get out there and see if we can't figure it out. Alright. So, I'll show you the cut that I just made, and I'm going to clean it up with a plane a little bit, but yeah, pretty close to the line. So yeah, we'll plane this back, and then we'll match this bevel over here on this other plank, so that the when we put the next plank on, the plank can run right past. Yeah, so this low angle block plane is the ideal tool this because I'm really going pretty steeply across the grain here. You can see how that's making a cutwater basically in the stem. Now, to match that bevel angle, that's about it. Yeah. That's about it right there. Okay, cool. So, yeah, next step is to lay this plank on first. Then we'll end up trimming this off, and then the other one will run past it, so we'll be alternating, you know, which plank we put on first as we go up the boat. Okay, so the moment of truth. Now is when we figure out if we put all the bevels on the right side of the boards or not. So I'm going to use this ratchet strap to the, just hold the bow end of the plank in place. Let's see if I can figure out what's going on back near the stern. Get everything else to snuff. Okay, so I've got my scribe line all along the inside of this plank. Like I was saying, remember I scribed the insides. I didn't go ahead and scribe the outside because I'm not sure exactly how the bevel's going to work on the outside. I didn't want to commit to a scribe line, and I'm not sure if the bevel's going to go to that scribe line. See if we can get this clamp to go on here. Looks like it's about to go. Stick in there. Alright, so we're pretty close to the line along here. Yeah, alright, we're a little bit above the line even, so that's fine for the moment. Do the test fit. Looks like I'm a little bit long here up on the stem. So now would be the time to try and shift that a bit. Oh, mosquito. I'm shifting the flank back a little closer to where we want to be on the stem now. But I still want to go back a tiny bit. Pretty close now. Could go back another inch. So let's see how it sets down here. And you know, we're really close enough for government work at this point because we're not putting in any nails right now. Alright, we're right on the scribe line back here as well, so that's always a good sign. I'm going to put in a kick stick up here. So the bottom edge is pulling away a little bit. And it looks like it's slid down a little bit here, so let's see if we can bring it up as well as push it in. So I'll kick stick it here. I don't need to clamp it. It's tight up against there. Alright, so that's in pretty close. just put a clamp sort of loosely at the stem here. Get the strap out that I had for the initial setup. Let the clamp do the work at this point. Alright, so you can see that pulled in okay. Pretty okay. It's going to need a little bit of tweaking, but it's going to end up where we want it to, I'm pretty sure, just looking at it. So the really one of the craziest parts about this whole thing is we've got a straight edge along the bottom here, and this is almost following the top edge of this plank to the T. Now we said that it should theoretically, but it's just pretty incredible to actually see it doing what we hoped it would do. So yeah, it's a really good sign. It's a great indication that we're at least on the right track as to figuring out how these old boats may have been lined off and how the planking may have been gotten out in some of the the Chamberlain shop and other local shops that were building this type of sailing dory. So yeah, really some clues as to the possible thought process for getting out each of these planks. Yeah, so the next thing would be is we want to check that we haven't gone too high on these frames, because we've got to leave room for 2 more strakes, keeping in mind that there's a fair amount of overhang one strake to the next. The upper strake drops down over on the outside of the lower strake. So now the other thing that I think is going to kind of be a real sort of mind bender is I have a feeling that the next strake that goes on is going to be almost the exact same shape as this strake here. And one way we can actually test that out, just for the time being, is we could go ahead and put this next strake, which is designed to go on the far side of the boat, we could just set it on here and see how it falls along this strake. And I think it's going to be pretty incredible how similar they are. I'm getting to the point where I'm of the opinion that I should just make another couple planks scarfed together and just trace this strake onto that set of planks, and the next strake up I have the sneaking suspicion is going to be identical to this one, which is really sort of another an insight into how these boats could have been built with a series of nearly identical strakes using the same pattern for this strake to make a second one, to really go up the knuckles with almost identical shaped boards. And if that is so, then it would explain a lot as to why the planking lines we're seeing in some of the old photos, look like they do. So, yeah, exciting stuff here in the boat shop. Anyway, and you can see it's starting to fill out the shape of the dory here. Yeah, I guess the next thing is to fasten this plank on, or close to it. And then before we put this plank on the other side, we'll test fit it on here. And if it's as close as we believe it's going to be, then we'll make another set of strakes. Maybe I'll even get some wood together and make a set of patterns for this particular plank. Yeah, but anyway, it's some interesting stuff anyhow, as far as the way these boats were built. And yeah, we can take this and I'll take the camera around so you can kind of get a sense of the shape of the hull to this point. Yeah, so here's a look at the inside of the hull with that starboard strake on. You can see it goes back to almost nothing back here at the transom, but the scribe line we put, you can see, is right here. So we're right at the scribe line. This can definitely get ooched up a little bit when we yeah, the clamp's tight on it now. This can definitely get pulled up enough so that we'll be right on that. You can see the dark line is the scribe line. We're right at it. So, and then you're starting to get a look at the run of the stern, and you can see what a straight sort of straight run it has back to the transom, which eliminates the tuck, where the planks tuck into the transom. On shorter or beamier dories, chunkier dories, and that tuck will slow the boat down at higher speeds, because that, as the planks swoop in, the more shape they have, the more water they'll pull in with them. So you end up generating a larger hull wave with more shape with a chubbier boat. So that's what that straight run does aft. It just allows the water to sluice off the transom there. And this is, you gotta remember that this design predates planing hulls, and the idea of planing hull technology, which is a straight run aft, but also keep the transom wide, and that that supports, that width actually is displacement that keeps the boat more level, keeps the bow from rising, keeps the stern from sinking. But the other aspect to planing hulls is that straight run, and that's what these old dories have. They have a very straight run of planking aft. These old racing dories anyway, the working dories, they got a lot more shape aft. So yeah, alright, well, I'm going to start looking at fastening this strake, see if we're ready to do that, and then yeah, we'll see if we can start marking the frames for the bevel, the knuckle and the sides. Alright, so we're really almost there. We've got the plank right on the scribe line, all the way down, stem to stern. It's a good fit. I've checked the angle of the transom to the plank, and we're good there. The stem bevel needs to get tweaked a little bit, and then we'll be ready to nail this plank on the boat. So I'm going to do that right now. Tweak that stem bevel, and then yeah, hopefully we should be good to go. So to do that, I'm gonna take the strap off, and this thing is you know, it's great because when you're first hanging the plank, this stem clamp is probably one of the the most likely to pop off, the most likely to lose its grip. And it's really nice having this strap here so that the plank doesn't fly down and hit something and either get dented or possibly damaged. So yeah, we're gonna have to tweak the bevel on the stem here a little bit. We're actually almost up to the portion of the stem that we haven't planed the bevel angle on yet, so this is and so what I'm doing is I'm holding the plane at the angle of the plank below it. And using that to gauge. See, I've got the, maybe even got it set a little bit too light, but I've got this plane set very shallow because I'm going through some Granby oak here. So I don't want to take a huge bite. We'll just stop my plane dead. Now I've actually got a plane with a rabbet plane that'll go right to the edge. I don't think I'll need that here because the stem is just about the right angle further down. It's a little bit up above where the previous plank falls that I need to tweak it. Alright, and that's, yeah, that'll do it right there. Don't want to take off any more. That'll hold it in. Okay, so yeah, we're ready to do some drilling and nailing. Get this plank on the boat. Alright, so here goes. I've swapped out for my 1/8 inch drill bit from the, gosh, what is it, 764s or something, whatever the size smaller is. Yeah, I definitely learned planking Centennial that a great way to bend over bronze ring nails is try and get a little bit too tight of a fit with them. So what we'll do is we'll get up as close to the stem as we can, as close to the lap as we can here, and get a nail in there. I'm going in parallel to the, or perpendicular to the plank. need to paint those kick sticks bright yellow so that I don't keep tripping over them. They disappear in my peripheral vision. I'm going to take the backing block, and I'll use the backing block when driving the snail. Got it in. The clamp loosened on me big time, but we got the nail in. Let's put in another. And we'll catch the stem and the lap below it with this nail. I think we'll put another one in here too. Right on the lap. Right on the strake, I mean. Yeah, that folded in good. And maybe one more down here. So there'll be 3 nails in the end of that plank. That should hold it. Want to go gentle on this one because we don't want to damage. This is the thin edge of the straight. So we want to take it easy on that. We don't want to wail on this nail, but just bring it up nice and snug so it takes a little bit of pressure off its brothers there. Just looking for where I set down the backing block. Alright, that looks good. Now we'll go down along the hull and work our way aft at each frame. Checking that I'm where I want to be at the transom before I put this nail in. Alright, so we're nailed in all along the length of the hull. Now we've got a couple nails to put in the transom and we should be good. So maybe we'll do that next video. But yeah, a lot of good progress today. And also next video, hopefully we'll have this on and we can try the other plank on above this one like we were talking about earlier. Thanks for stopping by Building the Alpha Dory. Wishing you guys the best, and we'll see you next video. Bye.